The story of War Machine begins in the war-torn land of Afghanistan, where American soldiers are stationed for dangerous mission. The environment is tense and the unpredictable. Military convoys constantly more thought destroy roads surrounded by mountains and empty deserts. Every soldier know that danger can appear at any moment. Among these soldiers is a brave but emotionally wounded man known only as a staff sergeant. Stave Grant. Stave Grant. The movie never reveals this real name. Instead, his identity become tied to his role as a soldier. He is experienced, disciplined, and respected in the military. But deep inside, he carries a strong sense of responsibility toward his younger brother. Mission War Machine is a most anticipated Netflix movie who also survives responsibility toward his younger brother who also survives in the army. One day, the staff segments receive a message that his brother conveys has broken down in a remote area. Without hesitation, he drives out to help. The road is quiet but uneasy. Dust rises behind the military vehicles as the travel through the barren landscape. When they finally reached the convey, he sees several military trucks stopped on the side of the road. His brother greets him. Warming deposit begin in the middle of the dangerous region. The two brothers share a moment of calm conversation. It's become clear that they both care deeply for each other. The younger brother looks up to the staff segment as the both a role model and the protectors. During their conversation, the brother talk about something important. He suggests that both of them should apply to join the elite 75th Ranger Regiment, one of the most respected special operation force in the US military. To join this regiment's soldier must pass an extremely difficult training program known as RASP Ranger Assignment and Selection Program. The brothers believe they have what it takes to become army rangers. He talks about honor, brotherhood, and becoming part of the something greater than themselves. The staff segment listen carefully. He does not say much, but he understands the seriousness of what his brother is suggesting. However, before their conversation can continue, the peaceful moment suddenly turns into a big fight. Gunfire interrupts from the surrounding hills. Taliban's insurgents launch a surprise attack on the convoys. Bullets begin hitting the Wales soldiers quietly grab their weapons and try to return fire. The quiet desert suddenly becomes a battlefield filled with explosions, gunshot and shootings. The staff sergeant immediately jumps into the action. His military instruction take over. He moves quickly between wheels trying to defend his fellow soldiers, but the attackers have to adventure of surprise and highly grounded. The fight became brutal and intense. One by one, the soldiers in the crevice began to fall. The insurgents attack for multiple directions, making it almost impossible for the Americans to defend themselves effectively. In the middle of the fight, the staff segment see his brother get hit. His brother collapsed to the ground, severely wounded. The staff segments runs toward him without hesitation. Bullets continue flying around them, but he focused only on saving his brother. He left him into the shoulder and begins trying to carry him back toward their base. But the situation is very dangerous. The staff segment himself has been injured during the fight. His neck is badly hurt, making it extremely painful to walk. Every step feels like a very painful, but he refuses to give up. He keeps moving forward, carrying his brother across the thawed desert trains. His brother is weak and slowing blood. His brother is weak and losing blood. The two brothers struggle to stay conviction while trying to reach safety. Actually, agitation over thence the step segment his injuries was staggering become too much. His vision start fading and his body began to collapse. Before reaching his base, he finally lost convictions and falls to the ground. The screen fades to black. When he woke up again, everything has changed. The staff segments finds themselves lying in a hospital bed at a military medical facilities. The bright light and the sterile environment contrast sharply with the chase of the battlefield. Doctors and nurses move around the room and whiling machine quietly monitor his condition. At first he is confused and the discovers memories from the attack slowly return to him. His first thought is about his brothers. He immediately asks about him, but the answer he receives is distracting. A military officer informs him that his brother did not survive. The staff segment had passed out before reaching the passed out before reaching the base. By the time rescue team arrived, it was already too late to save him, brother. The news hit like a hammer. For a moment he cannot even speak. His mind falls with guilt and grief. He wonders if he could have done something differently. Maybe if he had been moved faster, maybe if he had fought harder, maybe if he had not collapsed. But deep down, he knows the truth. True. He did not everything he possible called before of his bravery during the attack and him attempt to save his brother under extremely danger. The military awards him to Silver Star, one of the biggest honor of honor in the combat. However, the medal does not bring him any comfort. Instead, it became a painful reminder of the day he lost his brother. The torments of the moment stay with him over the next 2 years. The staff segment struggled silently with the emotional scarf and the war. He suffered from PTSD, post traumatic stress, discovered memories of attack, and his brother death haunts him consistently. But instead of giving up, he decides to push himself even harder. He remembers what his brother had said about joining the Army Rangers, and so 2 years later, the staff sergeant makes a life change decision. He applied to join the Allied 75 Ranger regiments. The decision led to him the brutal training program known as RASP, while only the strongest and the most determined soldiers survive. When he arrives at the training facilities, he is no longer known by the rank or his past achievement. Instead, every recruits receive a number. The staff segment is giving the number 81. From the moment on, he is simply called Candidate 81. The training began immediately. RAPS is designed to push soldiers to their absolute limits physically, mentally, and emotionally. Researchers are forced to run long distance, carry heavy equipment, survive extremely conditions, and perform complex combat exercise with little sleep. Many conditions quite within the first few days. But the candidate 81 refused to give up, deposed his injured knee and emotional strength. He performed exceptionally well during the training. His discipline and combat experience gave an adventure over many of the other researchers. However, there is no major problem. 81 does not bound with the other candidates. Most ranger training teamwork and brotherhood, but 81 keeps to himself. He rarely speak and avoid foreign friendships. The other recruits began to see him as cold and distant. The converters also notice his behavior. Two senior leader overseer the training program segment major riders and first segment towards they carefully observe very researcher looking the both strength and weakness. They recognize that 81 is one of the most skilled candidate in the program, but they are also concerned about his mental state. They can see the pain he carries instead, and they know the unroused trauma can become dangerous in the field. Yet the training continue, pushing every circuit closer to train, closer their breaking point. No one know that soon something fair, more terrifying than military training is about to begin. Something not from Earth, and also be the multiplex different training center. Ranger training continue to become more intense. Every soldier Every single day soldier, the candidates are pushed far beyond their physical limits. They run miles through forest, climb steep mountains, and carry heavy gear for hours without rest. Sleeping become a luxury that a very few researchers get. Candidate 81 continue to perform extremely well in almost every exercise. His combat experience make him faster, stronger, and more disciplined than many of other trainers. The instructors notice his immediately. However, there is still a serious problem. Even though 81 is one of the most best soldier in the program, he refused to connect with his teammates. He trained alone, eats alone, and fairly spoke unless necessary. The Ranger program is built on trust and teamwork, but 81 behave like he is fighting his own personal battle. Many researchers start to feel uncomfortable around him, something he has argument, while others believe he simply does not care about anyone else. But the truth is very different. Instead, his mind, the moment of his brother' death, still hurt him. Every time he looks at the other researchers, he remembers the soldier who died in Afghanistan. He is afraid to become close anyone again because he does not want to feel that pain again. The instructors slowly start to question his mental condition during one training exercise. The candidate must perform an underwater aggregate test. They must stay underwater while completing a complicated task. It requires calm breath and mental focus. But during the exercise, something strange happen. Candidate 81 stay underwater longer than anyone else. Instead of up coming up for air when the exercise end. He continues to remain underwater as if he does not care whether he survive or not. The instruction quickly pull him out of the water. The accident alarms the training leaders. This accident alarms the training leaders. Later, Sagrimet Major Shardin and first Sagrimentors call him for a private meeting. They ask him direct question about his mental health. They suspect they may be suffering from severe PTSD. They warn him the ranger training is not only about physical strength, a soldier must also be mentally stable to lead others dangerous missions. Shridan and the Tories strongly recommend that he step down from the program temporarily and seek medical treatment, but the candidate even refuses. He insists that he is capable of finishing the training. He tells them he will not quit. He determines surprise the instruction. After discussing the situation carefully, Shridan and the Tories decide to give him one last chance. They allow him to continue program. However, they make an unaccepted decision. For the final training exercise, they assign 81 as the team leader. This decision shocks many of the other researchers. Most of them barely know him, and some did not trust him. But the instruction want to test whether he can truly lead to team under pressure. The final exercise is designed to simulate an really military mission. The researchers are told that a class field aircraft has crashed deep inside a forest. The mission is to locate the aircraft, desert any sensitive equipment, and refuse the pilot before enemy force arrive. The trainers are divided into team and segment into the forest to complete the mission. And now to them, this exercise will soon return into something far more terrifying than training. Around the same time, scientists around the world began reportedly unusual activities in the space. Attraction detect what appear to be a large asteroid orbiting near Earth. News channel verify maintain the object, but most people did not pay much attention to it. No one realized that the orbiting is not what it seen. Back in the forest, Candidate 81 and his team began their mission. The environment is quiet and tense. Tall trees block much of the sunlight, and the ground is covered with thick vegetations. The team carefully move through the forest while scanning for the signing of the crashed aircraft. Suddenly, a powerful explosion like shockwave occurs in the sky above them. A strange blast light up the clouds. Moment later, all the communication devices stop working. The radios also signals lost signals. Their negative system shut down. Their Navigation system shut down, even the GPS device stopped responding. The team became confused. They amassed it must part of the training simulations, but deep down something felt wrong. While researching near a small crack, the soldier finally find a strange object partially hidden between rocks and trees. At first glance, it looks like a damaged piece of aircraft because their mission instruction maintain a classified aircraft. The team assumed they have found their target. Following the mission protocol, they place explosive charge around the object. They move back to a safe distance and detonate to explosions. A massive explosion shook the forest, but something impossible happened. When the smoke cleared, the object remained completely undamaged. The soldier stared at it one disbelief. Then the object began to move. Mental plates shift and rotates. Mechanical parts unfolded and rise from the structure. With second, the strong object transfer into a mass walking machine. The researchers realized too late that this is not an aircraft, this is something else entirely, something not made by humans. The immense machine stands upright toward over the soldiers. Its metallic body reflects the fair sunlight passing through the trees. Strange mechanical limbs extended from its frame and glowing sensor can the scan the area like cold robotic eyes. For a moment the soldier freeze in shock. None of them have ever seen technology like this before. Before they can react, the machine suddenly attacks. A powerful blast fire from one of its mechanical weapons instantly kill one of the researchers. The forest erupts into chaos and the danger to team cerebrals of covers. Candidate 81 quickly tries to organize the group as team leader. He shoots order and tells everyone to spay out and find defense positions. The researchers begin fire their weapon at the machine, but another problem become clear almost immediately. Because this is only a training mission, the soldiers are carrying blank ammunitions, not real bullets. Their guns has absolutely no effect on the machine. The machine circuit continue advance through the forest with traffic speed and the strength. Trees break as they move forward and the ground shake with every step. During the attack, one of the circuits, now a candidate 7, who is also the second in command of the team, is seriously injured. His leg is badly damaged, making it impossible for him to walk. Deposit the danger. The other circuits refuse to abandon him. They carry him while trying to escape deeper into the forest. The machine continue hunting them. Its movements its movements are relentless and precise, as if it is scanning and calculating every possible escape route. One by one, more circuits are killed during the traffic crash. Actually, only six soldiers remain alive: 81, 7, 15, 44, 109, and 23. While hiding in the forest, the survivor began to notice something unusual. Something unusual. Their compressors are behaving strongly. The needles spin wildly whenever the machine gets close. This means the machine is somehow affecting the magnetic field around it. Assessing the discovery, the team designed to predict when the machine is nearby. They realized that if the composed needle suddenly move violently, the machine must be approaching. Also, be the outstanding storyline. The movie get a remarkable response on streaming platform Netflix. Then again, continue the small piece of the information become their only wrong system. The team decide to escape by moving down by Rabi River. They hope that the flow water will slow the machine down and hidden their tracks. They carefully travel downstream until they actually reach another group of soldiers. These soldiers appear to be the training cadres, the instruction who were supposed to be simulation the enemy force during the exercise. At first, the researchers feel relief, but that relief quickly turns into the horror. The instruction are The instructors are all dead. Their bodies are scattered across the area, showing clear signs of violent attacks. The mysterious machine has already reached them first. Now the circuits understand something strafing. There is no longer a training mission, there is a real fight and survival. Looking at the surrounding trains, Candidate 81 studied the environment carefully. He noticed a trail of destruction that stretches from the top of the distance mountain all the way down into the valley. Trees have been planted along the path. Large rocks have been smashed apart. It looks as though something massive fell from the sky and crashed into the mountain before traveling into the forest. At the moment a terrifying realization forms in his mind. This object that transferred into the machine did not come from any human aircraft. It came from outer space. The suspected artifact product by scientists early may not have been an asteroid at all. It may be it may have been something Pharaoh's and alien invasions. After discovering that the mysterious machine might be extremely, the surviving soldier realized that their situation is far worse than may imagined. Candidate 81 quickly takes control of the situation, even thought the others were unsure about him before. They now start trusting his leadership because he remained calm while anyone else in the beginning. The group carefully moved through the forest while trying to avoid the machine. Suddenly compass needle begin spin again. That means the machine is getting close. The soldier immediately hide behind rocks and trees, trying to stay quiet. Everyone holds their breath and they listen carefully for any sound. Moment later, trafficking machine appear again. It moved through the forest like a giant metal predator. Its heavy machine legs crash branches and rocks under the weight. The machine scans the area slowly as it is researching for the remaining soldier. The group stay completely still. After a tense moment, the machine move away. The soldiers realize they cannot keep running forever. They need to reach their military base and warn the army about what is happening. While exploring the area, they discover something useful near the death instruction wheels. They find a APC Armand's personal carrier. There is a military Armand's wheel designed to transport soldiers safely through the dangerous areas. From the first time sign the attack started, the group feel a small sense of hope. If can reach the base assuming the APS they might survive. Candidate 81 quickly organized the plan. two soldiers help carry the injured candidate 7 into the vehicle. The others claimed inside then prepare to move. The APC engine start with a loud rumble. The wheel slowly begins move toward the forest toward the base. But their escape does not remain secret for long. The strange machine detected them almost immediately. It began caching the armored vehicle toward the forest. The machine moved incredibly fast, deposit its massive size. Trees fall as it crashed through forest. Following their soldier instant APC, the researcher searcher depository for weapons. This time they are lucky. Inside the vehicle, they finally find live animations. Now their guns are loaded with real bullets. The soldier opened their side hits and began firing at the machine, while the APC driver speed through the rough trains. Bullets hit the metal body of the creature again and again, but nothing happened. The machine arm is unbelievably strong. The bullets simply bounce off without causing any danger. Fear began spreading among the soldiers. Began they realized that even with real weapon, they may not be able to destroy the machine. Candidate 81 started thinking quickly. He studies their returns around them while the APC continued driving. The forest became steeper as they approached the base of the mountain. Suddenly, 81 noticed something important. Large rocks or sloughs stone cover the mountain slope above the narrow road. An idea from his mind, he ordered to stop the APC near the mountain wall. The other soldier looks confused, but they trust his decisions. Candidate quickly climbs out of the vehicle and runs toward the slopes. A sing explosion, heavy force, they targets rock slide. Hug rocks begin fall down to the mountain. The landslide crashed directly into the pressure machine. Massive boulders bury the machine under stone of rock and dirt. For a moment, everything becomes silence. The soldiers stared as a disbelief. It seemed like the machine has finally been stopped. But their relief does not last long. Suddenly the rocks begin move. The burying machine slowly start pushing the heavy stone away from its body. Even the rock slide was not enough to destroy it. The soldier realized that the creature is almost unstoppable. They immediately continued driving toward the base as fast as possible, but the machine is still catching them. The APC driver thought rough trains bouncing violently as it moved toward the forest. During the escape disaster strike, the machine fires a powerful attack toward the machine fire a powerful attack toward the wheels. The explosion hit the APC and caused into the crash violently. The around the wheels flips a rock across the ground. Smoke and fire filled the air. When the dust selected almost of the soldier, instead the APC are dead. Only candidate 81 and the injured candidate 7 survived the crash. Now the two remaining soldiers are alone in the forest behind them, the unstoppable alien machine. After realizing that the strange machine come from space, candidate 81 understand that the situation is fear behind a simple training mission. The soldiers are no longer part of a military exercise. They are now fighting their lives against an unknown and extremely powerful enemy. They remind researchers quickly research the area while the dead instructions were found. They are hoping to find something useful and real ammunition, a locate or a vehicle that can help them escape. Luckily, they discover an armed personal carrier APC hidden Rabi. The wheel was probably meant to be used by instruction during the training exercise. Inside the wheel, they finally find live ammunitions for the first time. Once the attack began, the soldiers now have a real weapon that might actually damage the machine. The team carefully places Candidate 7 inside the APC because his injured legs makes it possible him to walk a long distance. The other soldier quickly load the weapons and prepare to leave the forest. Candidate 81 takes control of the situation. He begins direct to group. Even thought he would never want to be a leader. The circumstances force him to accept responsibility. The soldiers start the APC and begin drive through the forest, hoping to reach the military base. But their escape does not last long. Soon the ground began to shake again. The alien machine has found them. The enemies from the trees behind the wheel have begun catching them with driving speed. The researchers fire their weapons at the machine, using their new live ammunitions. Bullets hit the metal body of the creature again and again, but nothing happened. The machine arm is incredibly strong. The bullets simply bounce out and suffer without crashing any danger. The soldiers realize they are facing something far more advanced than human technology. The machine continue catching them, researchers thought the forest. Trees are crashed as they move forward and ground tumble under the heavy step. APC struggle to move quickly across the rough terrain. And the candidate 81 now they cannot outrage the machine forever. He began to search the environment for some kind of adventure. Actually, he noticed a steep mountain slab above the road and drive on large rocks lost direct cover to the hillside. Suddenly, he gets the idea the order to drive straight APC toward base on the slab. As the machine gets close, candidate 81 quickly climbs out of the wheel and runs toward the hillside. The others recircles over him. The gunfire distracted the machine. 81 began pushing the lost rocks and did not rocks and dragged down the slope. The unstable hillside began to collapse. A massive rock slide crashed down into the machine. For a moment, the giant pole of rock buries alien creatures beneath tons of bird. These the soldier quickly take this opportunity to escape. However, the victory is only temporary. The machine soon breaks free from the rock slides. It continues crashing the IPC again. The battle became even more dangerous during the crash. The machine fires a powerful blast that destroy the machine. The IPC explode violence. Survival researchers are killed in the explosion. When the smoke clear, only two soldiers remain alive, Candidate 81 and Candidate 7. After the destruction of APC, the situation become more dangerous. Candidate 81 pulls the injured Candidate 7 away from the burning wrecks. The forest around them are filling with smoke and from the explosions. Both soldiers know that the machine could return at any moment. They move deeper into the forest to hide and recover. While resting, Candidate 7 began speaking with 81. During the quiet moment, he reveals something surprising. He tells 81 that he actually know his brother. He tells 81 that he actually know his brother. The news shock 81. Candidate 7 explained that he had survived in a different unit that worked alongside 81 brothers. According to him, the brother often talked about how proud he was of 81. He always believed that 81 would one day become a elite ranger. Hearing this deeply affected 81. For the first time in the film, he began to open and emotionally. The conviction reminded him why he joined the Ranger program in the first place. He realized that he has been running from his pain instead of facing it. But there is no time for longer emotional reflection. Suddenly, the ground began to vibrate again. The alien machine has returned. However, this time something different happened. The soldier watched as the machine extend a strong mechanical device toward the sky, and a beam of energy shoot upward into the clouds. Its cool looks like a signal begins sent into space. At the moment, everyone realizes something troughing. The machine is not alone. It is probably communicate with other machines somewhere behind Earth. Yet this means the plant would already be under attack. The two soldiers now they must destroy the machine before it sends more signals. But the problem remains the same. They still do not know how to damage it. While hiding the forest, the candidate 81 carefully observed the alien machine from a distance. He studied every movement and every mechanical part of his body. Suddenly, he noticed something unusual. On the back of the machine, there appeared to be a small ventilation system. Steam like heat substantial escape from the opening. This suggestion that the machine generates a large amount of internal heat. An idea began forming in 81 mind. If the machine ventilation system become blocked, the internal heat might build up and cause the machine is unable for even explore. But he needs a perfect location to attempt this risk plan. Actually, you find what he is looking for. Maybe he is construction strip filled with large piles of rock, gravel, and dirt. The location provide the extra material he needs. Candidate 81 carefully helped candidate 7 hide in a safe position. Then he began prepared his trip. He created noise to attract the machine attention and slowly lead to it toward the construction city. The machine following him aggressively, even step bring it closer to the trip. The final confrontation between the soldier and the alien machine began. Candidate 81 climbs to the top of the large pile of rock at the construction site. The machine approached him slowly, scanning the environment with a glowing sensor. At least moment, candidate 81 began throwing a rock directly into the volunteer's opening on the machine back. At first, the machine continued moving toward, but then something started to go wrong. The rock blocked the airflow inside the ventilation system. Heating began building up inside the machine mechanical body. Steam burst from the joint. The machine began shaking violently. Alarms and strange mechanical noise each thought the forest. Within the second, the internal temperature became too high. The machine can no longer control the heat hidden system. Finally, the alien machine exploded in a massive blast on fire and metal fragments. Candidate 81 is thrown to the ground by the explosion but survive. For the first time since the nightmare began, the forest became quiet again. The machine is finally destroyed. After the battle, 81 helps candidate 87 return to the military base. When they are arrived, the commanders segments Major Sirdan and first segment was reveal shocking global news. The mysterious detect early was not a natural space object. It was actually an interior enemy of alien machine inter Earth atmosphere. Similarly, machines have already begun attacking different parts of the plant. The world is now facing a mass extremely invasions. However, candidate 81 brings unable information. He explains how he destroyed the machine by blocking its validation system. Thus, this weakness may become to the key defending the alien army. Because of his bravery, intelligence, and leadership, the commanders officially accept him into the 5075th Ranger Regiment. The once longer soldier who refused leadership is now given a new responsibility. He is assigned to lead the next usual against the alien machine. The film ends with soldiers preparing for a much large battle. Humanity is about to fight a war unlike anything in the history, and Candidate 81 will be at the front line of the war and also be the multiples outstanding. According to destroying the alien machine, Candidate 81 and the injured Candidate 87, Candidate 7 finally take their way back to military base. They joined back as slow and painful. Candidate 7 is still badly injured, and both soldiers are hesitate after everything they have survived. Very different time difference, bullets, and more different machine attack. When they reach the base, the soldier and commanders are shocked to see him alive. Early the training instruction have already lost communication with the researchers during the final exercise because of explosion in sky and the destroyed equipment. The base has no idea what actually happened in the forest. At first, commanders assume that the training mission simply went wrong, but when Candidate 81 begins explaining what really happened, the situation becomes far more serious. He helps them about the mysterious object they find in the forest. He explains how it transferred into a gun machine and began killing the soldiers. He also described how the machine appears to fall from the sky and how it sent a signal back to the space. The commanders silently carefully listen carefully. At the same time, military intelligence officers are already receiving disturbance report from around the world. Similarly, explosions have been detected in different countries. Satellite house strange object interior Earth atmosphere. These objects look very similar to the one that landed in the forest. Soon the truth become clear. The object scientists believed to be an asteroid was not natural space rock at all. Instead, it was part of the large invention force of alien machine. Piece of the asteroid broke apart the can interior Earth atmosphere. Each piece continued a powerful machine designed by destructions. These machines have already landed in different parts of the planets, and many of them are now active. Some are attacking military base, one of other destroying cities. Humanity has suddenly found itself in the middle of war against a technology surprise enemy. The commanders quickly realize that the situation is bigger than can any local military operation. He is now an global emergency. During the burning, Candidate 81 explains something very important. He describes how he managed to destroy the machine. At first, the soldier could not damage the machine with the normal weapons. Even live ammunition had no effect on its armed body. But during the final battle, 81 noticed a small ventilation system on the machine back. By blocking the ventilation system with rocks, he forced the machine to overheat. The heat built up inside its mechanical body until it actually exploded. Military engineers immediately understand the importance of this information. If all the machines share a similar design, then their ventilation system could be critical weakness. This discover may become humanity's best chance to fight back. Because of this courage, intelligence, and the leadership during the quest, the commanders officially welcomed Candidate 81 into the 75th Ranger Agreements. Early in the training program, he had refused leadership and avoided bonding with the teammates, but now everything has changed. Thought the roughing battle in the forest, he has proven that he can lead soldier in the most dangerous situation. He has also finally faced his emotional pain of losing his brother. Instead of running away from that pain, he has turned into a motivation. His brother once believed that he would become a great ranger. Now that belief has finally become reality. At the end of the film, the military begins preparing for a much large confidence news report around the world how image and burning cities and military force mobilize everywhere. Government began coordinate their defense. Air Force launch fighter jets, arms deploy heavy weapons. Scientists race to understand the alien technology. Humanity is preparing for a war that will decide the future of the planet. Candidate 81 is no longer just a trainer. He is now a fully accepted member of the Light Ranger unit. The commanders give him a new mission. He will lead two team rangers into the field to fight the alien machine and use the weakness and he discovers. The final scene of the movie shows soldiers loading weapons, helicopters prepare for development, deploys, and military vehicles moving toward battle zone. The camera focusing on Candidate 81 as the prepares for the next fight. He experiences calm but determined. This time he is not fighting only for himself, for his brother. He is fighting for the several of the humanity. The movie ends with the clear message that war has only just begun and the real battle against the alien machine is still waiting for the soldier. And also be the outstanding performance. This is the greatest story of the war machine is a much adventure and outstanding visuals VFX in the outstanding performance. The much evident movie War Machine can become the most popular with the storyline. Has to become the final moral of the story. Pain can make a person strong. Candidate 81 lost his brother, but he used his pain to become strong and can continue fighting. A true leader show courage in danger. At the first, 81 does not want to lead anyone, but when his team is in a danger, he becomes brave and leads them. Intelligence is strong than force. The machine could not be destroyed by bullets, but 81 used intelligence to find the weakness and defend it. Never give up in difficult situations. Even when everything looks impossible, you should keep trying and stay strong. The moral of the story outstanding visuals VFX on the performance of the visuals VFX machine war machine get a remarkable response on the positive word of mouth of the Netflix streaming server. And also be the story of War Machine is not only about soldier fighting a dangerous alien machine. It is also about the human emotions, personal struggle, courage, and the power of the determination. The movie show how a person can change during the difficult situation and how painful fear and the responsibility can fear and responsibility can shape someone into a true leader. Below are the deeper lessons that the film try to teach him. Pain and loss can make a person strong. One of the most important lessons in the movie is that pain and loss can change a person. In the beginning of the story, the main character, Candidate 81, lost his brother during a military attack in Afghanistan. This moment became the most painful experience of his life. After the tragedy, he carries deep emotional pain. He feels guilt because he could not save his brother. These memories stay in his mind for a long time and affect his behavior. Because of this pain, he become quiet and distant for other people's. Many people experience similarly emotions in real life. When someone close a loved one or the face a trust-made event, they often feel sadness, anger, and the guilt. Sometimes people try to hide their feeling instead of facing them. In the movie, Candidate 81 initially tried to ignore the emotional pain. He focused only of beginning strong physically. He pushed himself through difficult military training without building communication with other soldiers. However, during the alien attack in the forest, he slowly begins to face his emotions when Candidate 7 talks him that he now his brother are respected him. It reminds 81 that his brother believed in him. This mode become very important. Instead of lifting his pain, control them, he used and motivation. He decided to fight one only for survival, but also the humor is brother memory. The lesson there is simple but powerful. Pain does not always destroy a person. Something it can help someone grow stronger and become a better version of themselves. True leadership appear in the difficult moments. Another strong moral in the film is about leadership. At the part of the training program, candidate even does not want to be leader. Even even thought he is skilled and experienced, he refused leader roles. He prepared to stay alone and focus on only his own performance. But real leadership is not about little or ranks. It appeared during the moments of the exercise. When the alien machine attacks the soldier during the training exercise, gas spreads quickly, the circuits are confused and unprepared for such a situation. At the moment, someone needs to responsibility. Candidate 81 naturally step forward and begin recognize the team. He gives instruction help the injured soldier and tries to guide everyone toward the safety. He does not do this because he want power and recognition. He does it because the situation requires someone to act. This is the true meaning of leadership. A real leader does not only lead during easy situation. A real leader appear when things become difficult, danger, and the uncertain. The film shows that leadership is based on courage, responsibility, and the ability to stay calm when other panic. By the end of the story, the military commander recognized these qualities in Candidate 81. That is why he is finally accepted into the lighter ranger unit. Intelligence is often more powerful than strength. The alien machine is in the movies extremely powerful. It has strong arms that cannot be destroyed by normal bullets. Even explosion have heavy attack do not damage it. At the first, the soldiers try to defend it using force, but their weapons are analyzed as a part of story. Teach important lesson. Sometimes stronger alone is not enough to solve a problem. Instead of continue to attack the machine, building candidate 81 began observing it carefully. He studied its movement and mechanical parts. Actually, he deserves something important. The machine has a ventilation system that relies heating of the internal machine. He become the key weakness. Instead of using weapon, 81 blocks the ventilation system with rocks, asking the machine to overheat and explode. This movement shows the powerful of the intelligence and the perception. Many problems in the life cannot be solved with force and agreements. Sometimes the best situation come from the carefully thinking, patience, and the creativity. The first teach viewers intelligence strategy, defend even the strongest enemy. And also, be teamwork is a very greatest and the lovely performance on the every work on the moral story of the biggest performance on the every must be find that this film teaches viewers that intelligence and strategy can defend even the strongest enemy. This is the outstanding visuals VFX of the movie. The teamwork and the trust are very important. Actually, the teamwork and the trust of the leader is very important. Also, now the candidate 81, the all the soldier trust on candidate 81 due to the save her life. Teamworks are trust very important. Thought out the movie, teamwork plays an important role. During regular trainings, the instruction consistently that soldiers must trust and support each other. Military operation depends heavily on cooperation. However, candidate 81 initially avoids teamwork because he does not want to build emotional connections with each other. But the finally at the next time at the end, but when the alien attack begins, the soldier quickly realize that they cannot survive alone. They must roll on each other. The researchers carry the injured candidate 7 even while begins be chased by the machine. They protect each other and share responsibilities. Even though many of them equally die during the attack, their action show loyalty and courage. Later in the story, the relationship between candidate 81 and candidate 7 become especially important. Their cooperation helps them survive the final formation confirmation. This teaches an important life lesson. In difficult situation, people need support from others. Trust and teamwork often make the difference between failure and success. No one can overcome every challenge alone. Facing fear is the only way to defend it. Fear is another major theme in the movie. When the researchers first see the alien machine, they are baffled. The machine is something they have never seen before. It is powerful, mysterious, and similarly unstoppable. Fear is a natural reaction. Fear is a natural reaction. However, if fear completely controls someone, it prevents from making thinking clearly. Candidate 81 experienced fear just like anyone else, but instead of allowing fear to stop him, he fused on solve the problem. He studies the enemy, develops a plan, and actually defends the machine. The lesson there is that fear is normal, but courage means action deposit fear. Every person face frightening situation in life, whether they are physically dangerous, personal struggles, or emotional challenges. The only way to overcome fear is to face it directly. Humanity must work together against bigger threats. At the end of the movie, the soldier discovers something shocking. The machine that attacked them is only one part of the large innovations. Many similar machines have landed in different parts of the world. This reveals a large message. When humanity faces a global threat, people must work together instead of fighting each other. The movie suggests that the survival of humanity depends on cooperation, intelligence, and bravery. This idea reflects many real-world situations such as global crises, natural disaster, or technology challenges. Only units and collaboration can help humanity overcome such threats. Final moral: the story of the war machine teaches several important lessons. Pain can make a person stronger. True leaders Pain can make a person stronger. True leader appear during difficult moments. Intelligence is often stronger than the physical power. Teamwork or trust are necessary for survival. Courage make facing fear instead of running room it. Humanity must un- unti- unite when facing large threats. These lessons make the movie more than just an action or science fiction story. It becomes a story about personal growth, courage, and the strength of the human script. And also be the war machine get a remarkable positive response on the high expectation, outstanding visuals, VFX. This is a much evident performance. The making of the science fiction action movie War Machine started several years before the film was released. Like many big movies, the project began with an idea, a director, and a producer company that believed the story could become an exciting film. In November 2021, the studio Lionsgate officially started development the film. Lionsgate is a well-known movie studio that has produced many action and science fiction films in the past. The company wants to create a modern action movie that combines military action, science fiction, and alien invasion themes. To lead this project, alongside their Hughes, Patrick Hughes is an Australian filmmaker who is known for directing fast-paced action movies. Before working on The War Machine, he directed films such as The Hitman's Bodyguards and The Expendable 3. Because of this experience with action scene and intense storytelling, the studio the believe he was the perfect person to create this type of the film. Patrick was not only here to be direct the movie, he was also asked to write the screenplay. This meant he would help design the story, the character, and overall structure of the film. When Hughes started working on the script, he focused on creating a story that mixed realistic military situation with the science fiction elements. The goal was to make the story feel believable while also introducing an exciting alien threat. The idea behind the story was simply but powerful. A group of allied soldiers are training in a military exercise when they are suddenly encountered a mysterious alien machine that began as a training mission quickly turns into a fight for survival. This concept allowed the movie to explore both human emotions and large-scale action scenes. When the story was began development, the filmmaker also began searching for the right actor to play the main character. Actually, the role was given to Alan Rich, Rich, Ritchson. Ritz, Alan Ritchson. Alan had already become well known for his strong physically presence and real action roles. He had appeared in survival movies and television shows, including the popular series Reachers. Because the character in War Machine is a tough soldier with emotional depth. The filmmakers believed Alan could bring the right balance of the strong emotion to the role. Casting the main actor is one of the most important decisions in many movies. The lead actor carries the emotional weight of the story and appears in the many of the most important scenes. After Alan officially joined the project, the development of the movie moved forward more quickly. However, movie production often take a long time even after a director and main actor are chosen. The filmmakers still need to build the rest of cast, sure fencing, design the visual style, and preparing filming location. For War Machine, the filmmakers want an international cast that could represent a group of soldiers for different backgrounds. Several years later, in September 2024, more actors officially joined the film. The cast was expanded with several experienced performers, including Dennis Stephen Johnson, Jay Isa, and Daniel Weber. Each of these actors brought different experience and acting style to be perfect. For example, Dennis is a veteran Hollywood actor who has appeared in many famous films during his long career. His presence in the cast added credibility and star power to the movie. Jay, who is also Australian, has appeared in the several action films before making him a strong fit for a military style story. Meanwhile, younger actors such as Kenyans Lonsdale and Daniels helped try bring fresh energy to the film. Once the full cast begins confirmed, the movie started gaining more attention in the film industry. Around this time, an important business decide also helped. The streaming platform Netflix required the distribution rights to the film from the Lionsgate. Distribution rights determine where and how a movie will be released to the audience. By acquiring these rights, Netflix gained the ability to release War Machine on a global streaming platform. This decision make that the movie would not only be shown in theaters but would also reach millions of viewers around the world through streaming. For many modern films, streamer platforms play a major role to distribute because they allow movie to reach international audience quickly. With the director cost and distribution plans finalized, the production team could finally move forward with the next major stage of the filmmaking. Filming in the movie also be the War Machine production making after the director cost and the distribution plans were finalized. The filmmaker moved to be most important stage of movie production filming. Filming is a large action movie requires months to preparations before cameras start rolling. The production team must choose filming a location, design set plans, action sequence, and prepare equipment. For War Machine, the filmmakers want a natural landscape that could look like remote military training areas. The story requires forests, mountains, river, and deep land where soldiers could move during training exercise and combat scene. Because of this, the production team decided to film in Australia and New Zealand, the main filming location including Victoria and Queenstown. Victoria is known for its large forest, rivers, countryside, and natural landscape. These locations helped create the environment where the soldier trained in the story. Queenstown, Queenstown in New Zealand is a famous for its mountain valleys and lakes. The dramatic scene made in it an ideal place to the film action scene and large outdoor sequence. The filming process officially began on September 16, 2024. This stage of filmmaking is called principal photograph. which means that main scenes of the movie are filmed during this time. During filming, hundreds of few crew members work together behind the scene. These including camera operation, lighting, technology, customized design, coordination, and many of other personnel. One of the most important people during the filming is that cinema photograph. For War Machine, the cinema photograph was Aaron Morton. The cinema photograph is responsible for how the movie looks visual. He decides how scenes are framed, how lighting is used, and how the camera moves during action sequence. Because War Machine, including both military action and science action elements, the visual style had to balance relies with dramatic tension. Many scenes in the movie involve soldier run thoughts forest hiding behind rocks and fighting against the mysterious alien machine. These scenes require carefully camera work to make the action feel intense and realistic. The production team also worked with stunt perform to create safe but exciting action sequence. Stunt team helped perform dangerous movements such as the explosion, falls, and the combat scene. Another challenge during filming was the use of the special effects. Although the alien machine is mostly created using computer generated image CGI, the actors still had to correct the something during filming. Sometime the crew used large props to make us so that actors know where the machine would appear later in the digital effects. Filming continued for nearly three months. During this time, the cast and crew worked long hours to different weather conditions. Outdoor filming often require patience because rain, wind, or lighting conditions are affect the shooting schedules. Finally, the filming process was completely on the December 14, 2024. After the final scene was filmed, the production moved into the next stage of the filmmaking called post-production, war machine production and making. One filming finished, the movie entered the post-production stage. This is a stage where all the filmed material is edited and turned into the final movie. Post-production involves many different processes. First, the film editors review thousands of hours footage recorded during filming. They carefully choose the best scene and arrange them in a correct order to create the final story. Addition is extremely important because it controls the pace of the movie. Action scene must feel fast and exciting, while emotional while emotional scene must feel natural and meaningful. During the stage, the filmmaker also added visual effects because War Machine featured as a large alien machine. This visual effect team had to be design the creatures using advanced computer graphics. The artists create details, digital modern of the machine and animated its movements so its would work realistic on screen. They also added explosion, spark, mechanically movement, and environmental effects. Another major part of the post production is the music. The musical score of the film was composed by Dimtor. A film score is background music that plays during important scene. It helps control the emotional tone of the movie. For example, slow music may be used during emotional moments. Intense music may be used during battles. Suspenseful music may play when danger is appeared. In War Machine, the music help build tension during the scene where the soldier are being chased by the alien machine. The soundtrack increase the feeling of fear and excitement. Sounds designer also worked on creating sound effect for the movie. Designed the most sound of the alien machine, metal in movement, weapons, and explosions. These sound are carefully mixed with dialogues and music to create a powerful cinematic experience. Once editing, music, and visual effects are complete, the movie was finally ready for release. War Machine production and making, and also be another movie was completed. After the movie was completed, the filmmaker prepared to its official release. The filming was first released in theatre in Australia on February 12, 2026. The theatrical distribution in Australia was handled by the Roadshow Films. A theatrical release allows audience to watch the movie in cinema on large screens with surround surrounded sound. This type of release is often used to build excitement and promote the films. However, the movie was also planned for a global streaming release. And also be shortly after the theatrical debut, War Machine was released worldwide on Netflix 6 March 2026. Netflix, one of the largest streaming platforms in the world, by releasing the movie on Netflix, the filmmakers ensured that millions of viewers from different countries could watch the film easily at home. The movie has a run time of 107 minutes, which is also about 1 hour 47 minutes. The film in an international production belong both Australia and United States, and the primary language of the movie is English. Several production companies were involved to create the film, including Lionsgate, Hidden Pictures, Hug Films, Range Media Partners, Immocarex Pictures. These companies helped finance and produce the movie. After its release, the filming received mixed reviews from critics. On the review website Rotten Tomatoes, 70% of critics give a positive score based on a ground 3 critical response. Another review platform called Metacritic give the movie a score 54 out of 100, which includes average or mixed option from critics. Some reviewers praise the movie action scene, military atmosphere, and the performance of the actors. Others felt the story could have been more complex and details. Because the movie was manually released through streaming, its box office earning was relatively small, around 29,156 US dollar. The most viewers watched the film online rather than theaters. Deposit mixed reviews. The film attract attention from the science fiction fans who enjoy the movie about alien invasion and military battles. Visual effects and the action designs of the after the film was completed, the production team start working on the one of the most important element of the movie, visual effects. Because War Machine is a science fiction action film, the story includes a powerful alien machine that attacks soldier during a training section. Creating the machine realistic on a screen require a large amount of digital work. After explaining movie review and reception, then again I discussing movie production, marketing, releasing, reception, and the other deepened details. Among also be visual effects artists use advanced computer software to design the alien machine. First, they create 3D model of the machine. This model includes details machine parts such as a metal plates, joints, sensor, and the weapons. The designer team want to machine to look both realistic and intimidated. The studio real military machine robots have heavy instruction equipment to create a believable design. After the model was completed, animators work on the machine movement. They carefully designed how the machine would walk, turn, and attack. The goal was to make the movement feel powerful and heavy, as if it were a real mechanical war machine. The visual effects team also adding digital elements such as spark and the mechanically damage, energy blast and weapons effects, smoke and grapes from explosions, environmental destruction during battle. These effects helped make the action scene more exciting and visual dramatics. Another important part of the visual effects process was composing. This means combining the live action footage of the actor with the computer generated machine. For example, when soldiers fire their weapons on runway from the machine, the digital creatures must appear in the correct position in the scene. This process requires carefully work so that the lighting, shadow, and movement match perfectly. Without good visual effects, a science fiction movie could not feel believable. Action scene and stunt work. Action scenes are a major part of the War Machine movie. The movie includes military training, exercise, gun battles, explosion, and the intense cash sequence to create the scene. Safely, the filmmakers worked with a team of professional stunt coordinators and stunt performers. Stunt performers are specially trained actors who perform dangerous physical action that would be risk for the main actor. For example, stunt perform may perform explosion and the falling debris scene, combat and flight photograph, high-speed run and jump sequence, vehicle crashed and dangerous movement. The stunt team carefully researched very action scene before filming. Safety is extremely important in the filming production so the crew use production equipment to control movement of the dangerous scene. For scene involve explosion, the crew used practical effects along with digital effects. Practically effects including real explosion, dust and debris created in the filming location. These